Students, in this class we will be discussing questions from the previous question papers. You are advised to read the question carefully and answer accordingly. Students, in the next question, we are asked to show by calculation that the x-coordinate of P lies between 1.7 and 1.8. Now, we know that the x-coordinate of P is given, or it is of the form x equal to square root of 75 times e raised to the power negative 0.2 times x divided by 15 positive x. Now, this can also be rewritten as x negative of square root of 75 e raised to the power 0.2 times x divided by 15 positive x. Now, why am I writing it like this? I have to show that by calculation that the x-coordinate of P lies between 1.7 and 1.8. Now, the only way I can show that is by finding the value of this quantity, x negative root of 75 times e raised to the power negative 0.2 times x divided by 15 positive x. Now, we will be getting two values. That means, in other words, for x is equal to 1.7, we will have a value. For x is equal to 1.8, we will have another value. Now, the signs of these two values will tell us if the x-coordinate of P lies between 1.7 and 1.8. Now, what is the meaning of that? Now, whatever sign that we get here, it should not be the same signs. In other words, if we get 1.7 for x equal to 1.7, if we are getting a positive sign, we should get x equal to 1.8 a negative sign. In other words, the signs should be different. If the signs are different, then we can surely make a conclusion that the x-coordinate of P for sure lies between 1.7 and 1.8. On the other side, or to say it in a different manner, the signs should not be same. So that is the check that we are going to be doing now. So how are we going to do that? So let us start by finding the value of this quantity for x is equal to 1.7. So place 75 and take e raised to the power negative 0.2 times 1.7. So that is going to give me 34, right? So since I got a decimal point here, I've got a decimal point here. So the value is going to be 0.34 times x. Of course, a negative sign is there. Okay, but we have actually substituted for x, so we don't need to place that x there. So we have to find the value for e raised to the power negative 0.34 divided by 15 positive. In place of x, we have to substitute 1.7. Now, this is taken as a square root. Now, let me just find out the value for this. What exactly is this? X negative. Now, if you're using a calculator, you will get the following value. Now, this value, when you calculate using a calculator, will give you 1.787. So now you have to substitute x is equal to 1.7 here. And then from that, you got to take away 1.787. So when you do that, you are obtaining a negative quantity, right? Which was going to be negative 0.087. Okay, this is an approximate quantity, but the sign that matters, the sign is negative. Now, what we are going to do for the second quantity, we are going to be substituting x is equal to 1.8 in the same expression. So that's going to be 75 e raised to the power negative. Now, when x is equal to 1.8, that has to be substituted here, and when multiplied with 0.2 would give us 0.36. Okay, now that has to be divided by 15 plus, in place of x is going to be 1.8. So we would now use our calculator and find out this value, what exactly we are getting. So this expression is actually giving me 1.764. Okay. Now when x is equal to 1.8, that means I have to place 1.8 and then subtract 1.76764. So what does that get me? So 1.8000 and 1.764. So 10 is enough. So that is going to be 10, 6, 9, 3, and this is going to be 0. Okay, 0.00, positive 0.036. So the most important that we need to have a positive sign. The most important observation here is a positive sign. Here is a negative sign. So this implies, without any doubt, clearly, the x coordinate, this is the conclusion you need to write, x coordinate of P lies between 1.7 and 1.8.